versus maybe $500-600. Hey guys, I'm Nate. Welcome back to the channel. So where are we going today? So wife's car is having some problem. I'll get into that a little bit later. So we got to go pick up some parts for it. I know I made a video on the blue driver and how you can use that to save yourself some cash, don't get scammed. So I'm going to go through how this tool will probably save me like a few hundred, maybe several $100s today. All right, let's go. All right, so what happened? All right, well, this morning needed to get some stuff. I was getting ready to do some work on the pool. I needed a drill bit, so I was going to go down to a hardware store. Parking's a little sketchy over there, so I was going to take the wife's car. Took the wife's car, got my part, all good. On the way back, her car just started shaking like it was about to fall apart. And my initial feeling was, oh my God, is like a wheel going to fall apart on this thing? Maybe the last time we got the tires inflated or serviced, they forgot to put a lug nut on properly. I mean, I was freaking out, right? That's how bad the vibration was. And it seemed like it was coming from the back. Pulled over into a gas station and I checked all the lug nuts and everything. I mean, the tires seemed fine. So then I got back into the car and I started driving home. And you know, everything was fine. So then I got home and I'm like, all right, what the hell is going on? I'm on my phone looking up, you know, what could this be? What's happening? You know, sudden vibration in a Prius. And then I come across, well, you know, check the engine codes, right? Maybe it's an engine issue. So lo and behold, I should have looked at that first. There was a check engine light on the dash. So I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's go scan this thing, right? So you saw my previous video on the blue driver. Pulled out the blue driver tool. It'll scan more than just the engine. It'll scan the ABS modules. It'll scan body modules, all of that stuff. So pulled that bad boy out, connected it to the car, gave it a little bit to run and scan, and a bunch of stuff came back. So now I'm freaking out, right? So there was the code that came back that I was like, okay, well, this makes sense. Was the ignition coil was bad. So if you guys aren't aware of what an ignition coil, basically you have ignition coils for each of your spark plugs, and those are what, I guess, man, I'm actually not really an expert on ignition coils, but my understanding of them, and you guys feel free to put in the comments if you know anything more about them, is they're what generates the electricity that will make the spark plug spark, right, between the gap. So you need a lot of electricity to jump a gap like that in the spark plug. So my understanding is the ignition coils are what's able to do that, right? Taking 12 volts in and just bam, there's your spark. Let's ignite some fuel. One of those was bad, but then I had a ton of other codes about, you know, body control modules and wiring harnesses and stuff like that, and I'm freaking out like, oh God, I don't have to replace the wiring harness on this car. It's a Toyota, so I figured, you know, this thing should be pretty reliable. Anyway, so I decided, all right, let me clear the codes on this. My wife needed to go out, and I was like, you know, the problem didn't happen when I was driving back from the gas station I had pulled over to, so maybe she'll be okay. So packed her in the car, told her, look, if it happens, just lay off the accelerator and, you know, oh, let's get on the on-ramp here. Oh, and that whine. So anyway, she leaves the house, and I mean, like, as she's pulling out and going down the road, I can hear the car making the sound. So I'm like, all right, yeah, this doesn't sound good. It's probably running on 3 cylinders. So anyway, she took the truck. I put the car back in the garage, scanned the codes again. Lo and behold, the only codes there are the coil packs. So we're going down to the dealership right now to get these coil packs. I checked out all the stores, Napa, Advanced Discount, and I figured, you know, I'd rather buy the OEM ones. They're not really that much more than what those part stores are selling their kind of off-brand ones for, so, you know, might as well go with OEM. While I'm at it, get a set of 4 spark plugs. We'll just do the spark plug change. But this brings me to my point. Had I not had that scan tool, I wouldn't have known what the problem was, and I potentially would have taken it to a mechanic or dealership, and they would have scanned it, and they probably would have charged, based on what I read online for a coil pack change, they probably would have charged me several $100s to replace a coil pack. I checked out a YouTube video. Look, this is why, guys, you get that device and you get your browser going to YouTube and you can fix anything. I mean, it's kind of a pain in the ass. You got to take apart a bunch of stuff, like take apart the wiper motors and the cowl and stuff just to get access to it. Once you do all of that stuff, it is super easy. It's like bolt off and bolt on. So yeah, guys, I'm like, you know, this is just further solidifying. It's like, you know, DIY as much as you can yourself. You can save a ton of money. The parts itself are kind of expensive at the dealer. $93 for a coil pack. Spark plugs are like $11 each, so I'm gonna be walking out of there with about, I don't know, like $130, $140 bill with tax. But I tell you what, $140 to replace the coil pack plus all the spark plugs versus maybe $500, $600 just to do a coil pack replacement. Yeah, I'll take that savings. And maybe like an hour of my time at the worst. So yeah, anyways, this is just one of my little PSA videos. Just telling you guys, don't be afraid to do your own car maintenance. Get that device. It kind of walks you through everything. In my case, when I got the code, there was a link right there to the Amazon part. I could order it from Amazon if I had a little bit more time, saved even more money. But you know, I want to get that thing done so she can get back on the road. The truck doesn't have air conditioning right now. Thankfully, it's a little cool down here in Florida these days, so that's not too much of a problem. But yeah, anyways, could have been worse. All right, guys, that was my little PSA video for today. Check out these next ones. I'll see you there. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you got something out of this one. Again, don't be scared to do your own DIY work. It's real simple. If you know how to use a wrench, you can do it. See you guys later. Bye.